But Free is already backing off. He's not even trying to attack that third base from Flash, taking his own third base in the meantime. So this isn't working out exactly like Stork's build. So it could end up coming back to bite Free a bit if he can't get some nice kills of SCVs. Oh, taking out quite a few SCVs there. He loses his shuttle though, so the Reaver goes down, but he takes out quite a few more SCVs. I'm not sure if that was exactly worth it though. I mean, he lost his Reaver, took out about a dozen SCVs. Not quite sure if that was worth it. He probably could have picked off one more clump of SCVs if he'd still had his shuttle. But anyway, here come the carriers still on the way. And the cybernetics core is spinning, so that means +1 attack for the carriers will be out soon. And now Free is inching his way towards this brand new base, but it's already starting to come up, and the tanks are in position to protect it now. At least the SCV was sniped over there, keeping the SCV from building that base a bit longer, but that command center is almost done. Very, very close to being done, and Flash has kind of crawled in here with his siege tanks, so he's going to be able to protect that base. And he's building another base up at the 2 o'clock. I didn't even see that, because the map is blue and Flash is blue. So he's got camouflage. He's like up next to a tree with his hands to the tree like, you can't see me. So alright, that base at the 2 o'clock coming up. And Flash, if he gets both of these bases up uncontested, he's going to be able to fight back this build. Because, I mean, that was the ultimate part of Stork's build, being able to deny the bases that long and keep the Goliaths away. But Flash has already started more factories because he knows he's going to be able to support them if he keeps those 2 bases up. Now, if he loses those two bases somehow, which I don't think he's going to. I mean, he's got such a good defensive grid up there now. But if he loses one of them, it's going to be much tougher to keep pumping from additional factories. But, alright, there's a Wraith going to pick off this probe. So it looks like the insurance probe, not going to be able to get much else done. So Free's going to have to go over with another. Oh, he's going to reveal his carriers already. I think Flash might have known they were coming, but it might not be best to reveal them just yet. He probably scanned inside the main at one point, though. Yes, he did. Plenty of Goliaths out now for Flash. And he's going to be able to support enough Goliaths to take down Free if he doesn't do something about those new bases. Some kind of harassment, at least Free. Do some kind of harassment of those new bases at the top of the map. But now Flash trying to do a bit of harassment. Not working out too well for him. There were some nicely placed cannons from Free, keeping the defense. A very Goliath-heavy army now, so attacking the army in the middle of the map with the carriers is not really going to be an option. So Free is probably going to go straight for the main, but the last time I saw, Flash was building turrets all over his main, which is, every time I watched a Stork versus Terran game, I was thinking, why don't they build more turrets inside the main? I mean, it's such a vulnerable spot, and it looks like Flash has listened to that. He's basically building a heart of turrets inside of his main, so he's going to be safe from the carriers for a little while longer. Of course, the turrets really destroy interceptors, and when you're at about 4 carriers, starting it off with 4 carriers, killing the interceptors is huge, because it takes a while to get them back up, and your carriers are useless for a while. Now, later in the game, when you get a buttload of carriers, that's not really an issue, unless you have your Goliaths alongside, because turrets won't do much against a control group of carriers. But Flash does have a huge amount of Goliaths here, still holding his own. A very huge defensive grid as Free is sneaking next to that new base. The third base from Flash, he's sneaking up there. He wants to do something to either harass that. He's coming up with his carriers at the same time. He's going to do a double-pronged attack, if not a 4-pronged attack. He has 2 more groups of units out in the map that he's not even utilizing at this point. But the Charon booster is already up for the Goliaths. They were actually focused firing on the carriers, taking down some shield damage. Smartly, though, Free has kind of wedged himself behind the mineral line from Flash, but Flash had a very quick reaction, ran his SCVs as quickly as he possibly could. So now Flash, wow, Flash has such a strong economy going, not to mention he's very high amount of Goliaths. He takes down a carrier, focused in on a carrier and takes that down. I mean, that's a very early carrier kill, so man, not looking very good for Free. Yeah, Free is going to have to get out there with some shuttles and High Templar now, either for harassment or dropping in the front lines, taking out a bunch of these Goliaths and the tanks. But alright, Free, he has 4 bases mining that I see. He would have had that island by now if Flash hadn't sniped that probe. But I think he should try to work on that again. Flash, it would be very difficult for him at this stage in the game to do anything about that base. So if he builds something there, maybe a couple cannons down at the 5 o'clock, he'll probably be able to hold that against any kind of a drop. But now Flash building the great wall of supply depots. This is what probably a lot of people hate about Flash's versus Protoss play. He's building so many turrets too. He loves to use buildings as a wall that you cannot penetrate. I mean, if the units come in and you have them on attack move, they start attacking the buildings. You got the siege tanks in the back that start attacking those. So the supply depots, I mean, Flash is one of the few Terran players I've seen use supply depots. I mean, make use of them other than just for supply. I mean, every other race can make use of their supply units or buildings. Like the pylons can be used to block all kinds of different things, and the Zerg players have overlords, which perform a lot of different functions. But oh man, that's a lot of Goliaths. Flash is moving out now. This is a huge push from him. Look at all the T100 units moving down the map. Oh god, oh my freaking god. So Free, hold off a bit. Don't attack just yet. He's going to try to move in. Free has got to attack with every single one of his units. He's got to bring them all into one spot. He does have Vite Templar, so get to the front, do some storms. He is attacking with all of his units right now, and the carriers at the same time. There's one nice storm for Free over 2 of the tanks, but he can't really get close enough. He doesn't have enough storm energy, it seems, to get some nice storms. A nice storm dodge there from Flash, and he is coming in with reinforcements. Carrier being caught out in no man's land. So, oh man, this is so scary for any player to watch. Oh dear god. So Flash is working his way towards one of these bases. Focus firing on the High Templar, picking those off. That is what I love about Flash's play versus High Templar. He finds them immediately, focus fire, takes them down, and this is brutal. God, there's not much the Free can do from this point, even though he went straight for carriers. One of the easiest types of builds to win with on this map. Flash was completely prepared for it. Focus firing on the carriers again, taking down more. Free has something in his nose. I think it's fail. I think his nose is full of fail, but Flash is going to work his way over, and this is what he does best. Oh man, locks down the bases, wedges himself between 2 or more bases and takes them down. So this base is going to die. Absolutely nothing Free can do here. So he is transferring all of his probes up to try to hold at least one of his bases. High Templar! Oh, High Templar. Free's nose still full of fail at the front. Full of High Templar. The souls of High Templar have wafted into his nose. That makes no sense, I'm sorry. But one Nexus being sniped, another Nexus trying to come up from Free at a hidden location, going to die to one single Vulture probably, because he doesn't have a way to go out with his units. Oh dear god. So that more carriers being pumped from Free, but there's not much he can do. Flash even making his way up to this base with a few tanks, nose dripping with fail, and Free, I think that's going to be it from him. He's got a GG soon. He has no options. No options. Your clothes, give them to me. It's pretty nice storms for Free, but he has nothing. GG for Free. Oh my god. That was one of the best games I've ever seen Flash play. So good luck, Free. We're moving on to the third set.